What's up, chat? You feel me? Yeah. This my technically first video, technically second, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? Um, you feel me? We reacting to school rules are absurd. Blind reaction. Never watched it before. You feel me? I don't even watch this YouTuber. You feel me? But what I about to say? Um, yeah, we gonna get into it, bro. Shout out to my boy AJ for sending me this. And then if you want to watch this on your own, I'm gonna have it linked in the description below.
Now, in my humble opinion, I believe that school's the closest thing that I will ever experience to being in a federal prison. But I can't help but think that those felons still have more freedom than most students. These schools try to control us more than Jim Henson and the Muppets. A lot of these school rules are so feudal and bring my mood lower than SS Sniper Wolf standards. So today, we'll be discussing the dumbest school rules and the dilemmas that they induce for students. Comment down below the dumbest school rule and like and subscribe if you're new.
Dumbest school rule, bro, is that you can't go to the bathroom for the first 15 or the last 15 minutes, bro. I hate that shit, bro. I be having to go to the bathroom, bro, and they be gatekeeping, bro. They be like, no, you can't leave the classroom. You can't go to the bathroom. And then even if you do like sneak out the classroom, go to the bathroom, they be locked. Like, what y'all expect us to do? But yeah, that's terrible. I hate that shit.
First, we gotta talk about the bell doesn't dismiss you, I do. Teachers use this phrase more than Shaq uses icy hot. I don't understand what their predilection is with quoting this every fucking day, bro. Like, there would dash be 30 seconds left to class and the entire class will start putting their stuff away. Apparently, by doing this, it triggers a splenetic reaction in most teachers' minds, like mixing vinegar and baking soda.
Bro, my teacher, bro, he stands in front of the door so he can't even leave. But nobody about to leave, though. We just be sitting down with our backpacks on. But he be like, but y'all can't leave. He's standing right there, bro. Yeah. My bad for pausing so much. I'ma chill.
Talking about, don't pack up yet, we still have 30 seconds left to class. My nigga, you better start lecturing like Donnie Thornberry, because once that bell rings, I'm leaving this classroom quicker than deadbeat dads leave to get milk. Like, I'm getting out this room faster than baby mamas when they find out the man is the father. But then they got the nerve to say, the bell doesn't dismiss you, I do. What the fuck is the point of the bell? This is truly the most controlling thing that teachers try to do, bro. It's not my fault you couldn't get your languorous ass lesson plan done in time, but you're not gonna prohibit me from leaving like you're Gandalf or something, bro. Because I don't know about y'all, but
that's how he be looking, bro.
Done in time, but you're not gonna prohibit me from leaving.
Looking. Oh, bro, that's how he be looking. Oh, bro, that's how he be looking. My bad.
Me from leaving like you're Gandalf or something, bro. Because I don't know about y'all, but we only had a 5-minute passing period, meaning that if a teacher held us after class, our time was getting cut into more than a deep dish pizza. Now I gotta give college level explanations on why I'm late to my next class. Now we gotta talk about having to raise your hand. This is by far the most moronic rule at school, bro. Why the hell do I have to raise my hand like I'm auctioning for a painting or something? They act like it's a federal offense if you speak without raising your hand. Like, I get that we need to have some type of order in the courtroom, but this shit is too far. But the worst part about this heinous ritual is having to ask to go to the bathroom. I feel like this takes away our basic human rights, bro. The fact that we need permission like we're 10 years old trying to make a
facts, bro. I was just talking about this. I hate that, bro.
Club Penguin account is absurd. And then when you ask them if you can go to the bathroom, they always try to be clever and say, I don't know, can you? My nigga, I'm about to pull off my best R. Kelly impression if you don't let me go to the bathroom. And then they got the nerve to say, why didn't you go during lunch? My nigga, I didn't have to go 4 hours ago, what the fuck? And the few chances we're allowed to go to the bathroom, we had to take this bathroom pass that was soggier than a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now we gotta talk about no hats and hoods. If you tried to wear a hat or hood in the school, the teachers treated the situation like you're a 5-star criminal in GTA. The staff would deadass junk you like George Sanderson in Monsters Inc. The moment you walk to the school with your hat or hood on, they would be on your ass like the fucking Avengers. They really treated this shit like a level 10 threat, bro. Like, teachers would literally sit back and watch people duke it out like Peter and Ernie. But God forbid a student has a fucking beanie on, they're gonna need backup troops like the damn SWAT team or something. They claim it's because it hides our faces and make us harder to identify. My nigga, I see your ass 5 times a week, you know who I am. But another issue that comes with this rule is when niggas get the little Bill treatment and get their hair chopped like a fucking pine tree. I remember a kid came to class with a hat on and my teacher decided she wants to tarnish this nigga's entire image and made him take it off. What I had witnessed next would make a grown man cry. This nigga had the Elmer Fudd #1 Lex Luthor special, bro. That nigga got flamed more than a shish kebab. No student should have to be put through this type of indignity, bro. But there are just some days where I want to be comfortable and have my hood up like Kenny McCormick. It used to be cold as hell in my school too, but we can't even bundle up like an Eskimo because we'll be aggrieved by our teachers. Plus there were niggas who were trying to wear their shiesty masks to school like they got options.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You feel me? At my school, bro, they don't really enforce that like that. But like some administrators, bro, they'd be overly on dick about it, bro. Like the principal don't even care. I walk past the principal every day. She don't say nothing to me. The administrators though, man, I'll be walking through the hallway. Coach look at me talking about something. Take that hood up. So I do. Once I turn that corner, it's back on again. Bro.
Third period or something. Boy, if you don't take that shit off. Now we gotta talk about not being able to eat or chew gum in class. This rule irks me to my fucking soul, bro. My teachers would have a damn buffet of food at their desk, feasting on their shit like they're at Golden Corral or something. But I can't eat a granola bar or my Little Bites without getting scolded, bro. They think we're gonna make a bigger mess than those mukbang YouTubers who dip every possible object in cheese. And I'm not saying we should be able to have fucking platters of food like an uncle at a barbecue cookout, but a couple of snacks wouldn't hurt anybody. And since school decides on starting earlier than the fucking Big Bang, I wouldn't eat breakfast and my stomach would be left emptier than Ed's skull. But this is one of the main reasons why I would always try to sit at the back of class. I was smuggling food into class like I was part of the cartel or something. We also weren't allowed to chew gum, which might be even more reprehensible. But I can kind of understand why it's seen as such a nuisance because there was more gum stuck to the bottom of desks than bats in a cave, bro. But as long as niggas aren't being hooligans and actually throwing their gum away, then chewing gum should be permitted in class. Now we gotta talk about having to get a pass if you come to class late. Now look.
Okay, I can understand the gum one, bro. Not only do they stick it under the desk, bro, but they be in that bitch chomping, boy. I'm talking about chomping, bro. Like, you think it's a dinosaur in your class, bro. They be sitting there smacking, boy. That should be mad annoying. Especially, you ain't never had that happen to you during the test, bro. It never happened to you during the test, bro. During the test, bro, it's hell, bro. Terrible. Terrible.
If you're pulling up to class a decade late, then you should be required to get a tardy pass. But and the teacher would put on their best Karen roleplay and send me to the office to get a tardy.
Hey, why my shit buffering, bro? See, this is what you gotta do with YouTube, bro.
Pass. Like, she would literally lock the door the moment the bell rang. So now me and my niggas are pulling off Ninjago level moves trying to get to class in time. Now to add some context, in order to get a tardy pass, you have to go to the main desk and tell them your name for lunch attention and they'll give you a pass. But if I've learned one thing in life is that rules are meant to be broken. I'm not missing my lunch period for being 30 seconds late. So I told them niggas my name was Shay Cass and skipped that motherfucking detention. I also had a teacher who would give lunch attentions if you weren't sitting in your seat when the bell rang. These niggas really have less morals than Homelander, bro. Now we gotta talk about having to wear school uniforms. Now if you've seen this video, then you're already aware of the absolutely arbitrary and absurd ensembles that niggas were rocking to school. And as much as these niggas were dressing like circus acts and looked like special guests on an episode of Sesame Street, I'd rather deal with that than have to wear college shirts and khakis every day. I also don't know why schools think that if a guy sees a girl's shoulder or leg, then we start drooling out our mouths like a fucking animal, bro. But anyway, my middle school really has looking like some type of low budget cult, bro. Everybody walking around wearing the same thing like we cloned each other. It deadass looked like someone had used the double team move in Pokemon, bro. Now I was blessed enough to only have school uniforms in elementary and middle school, but my days wearing them are just as daunting as you would imagine. But we didn't have to wear suit and ties every day like some office workers or anything. We just had to wear our school colors and our IDs had to be worn around our necks at all times. My drip just felt so limited. It felt like I was put in a box like FedEx, bro. Now we gotta talk about no running in the hallway. Now in my video dissecting the troubles of school hallways, I ethered the niggas who treat the hallway like the fucking Olympics. But sometimes we gotta cosplay as Sonic because our classes are on the other side of the school, bro. And like I described earlier, if you were late to class, then you would get sent to the gulag. They don't even let you run during fire drills, but that's a story for a different day. Like, I'm not saying the
Nah, facts. Fire drills, bro. Me, I always run, bro. I don't care, bro. I gotta show off that skill, bro. You feel me? So that people see me before I leave the class, they're like, oh yeah, let me go there. You feel me? I'll be the first one out. Actually, no, my boy Keys be beating me. But he be vanishing, bro. 1 second he in the classroom, bro. Then he vanished. He outside already, bro. He literally teleport, bro. He like, you know how Teen Titans Go when Robin was throwing down the smoke under him and disappearing? That'd be Marquise, bro. Yeah, he be disappearing all the time. Shout out my boy Marquise, man.
Always should turn into Best Buy on Black Friday. But if you're running late, you should be able to do the dash a little bit, bro. Now we gotta talk about no phones or electronics. I understand that using your phone during class could be seen as disrespectful, but we should be able to at least listen to music while doing work or something, bro. If my teacher saw your phone out, they would stick their dingy ass hand out and expect you to give it to them. I've seen them snatch it off niggas' desk like a fucking owl too, bro. And if you were lucky, you would get it back at the end of class. But if your teacher is the devil incarnate, then they might send it to the office and your parent or guardian has to come pick it up. It doesn't get much more federal than that, bro. They wouldn't even let us use them when we were waiting at the door to leave. Now we gotta talk about homework. My teachers would give us more paper than Warren Buffett, and then they expect us to have that shit done quick as hell.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I haven't been getting no homework, bro. But that's cause like the only time we get homework, bro, is like when we don't finish our work in class, bro. That's when it turn into homework. You feel me? But everybody be getting their stuff done fast, so it don't be no homework for it, you feel me? Yeah.
It didn't matter what was going on in your life. The only thing that could excuse you from the due date was your own funeral, bro. But the concept of homework is something that will forever befuddle me. Like, we spend 8 hours a day learning information, and then these niggas spit in our face and give us an extra 2 hours of work to take home. Like, just when you think you're done with a long-ass essay, you see another assignment in Google Classroom. Like, these teachers deadass thought they were Yoda talking about, there is another. And then they wonder why niggas are unconscious at their desks all the time. It's cause y'all give the fucking terms and conditions as homework, bro. Now we got...
Bro, not only that, bro, but most of the time I'm asleep in a class, bro. The number one reason, bro, is because I be bored, bro. Make your class more entertaining. You feel me? Like, bro, I don't want to just sit there and just be bored all day, bro. You feel me? Like, I be having more fun washing dishes than being in a class, bro. That's how boring they be, bro. You feel me? Literally, bro. I'd rather be at work than be at school, bro. Cause work don't get as boring as school does, bro. School is so boring, bro. Like, they need to make it better, bro. Like, real talk. Like, do better.
I'll talk about assigned seats. God bless the teachers who let students pick their own seats. But for the ones who pick seats for their students, your time has come. Like, all I'm trying to do is sit next to my homies and get through this weak ass class. But now I'm sitting next to the most ominous and horrific individuals, bro. And my teachers have some type of sick obsession.
Them niggas be stinking too, bro. I hate that shit.
Would give me front row seats like we're at AMC theaters or something, bro. And I don't know about y'all, but I used to get my seat changed every other week. But if I'm being honest, if you never had your seat moved at least once, then you haven't lived for real. They thought that moving me away from my friends would keep us from cracking jokes, when in reality it made the jokes even funnier. But having assigned seats on the first day is the academic version of Russian roulette, especially when you don't know anybody. I don't get why teachers don't just let us pick our own seat all the time. Like, they must think it's gonna turn to fucking Armageddon or something, bro. They want us to get to know each other and make new friends like this is Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I always get the short.
Nah, bro. I feel like if they let everybody sit by each other, like, that they know, like, everybody sit in their groups that they know, you feel me? Then classwork will be done way faster. Notes took, you feel me? It'll be some distractions here and there, bro. But once the whole group locks in, bro, there's no breaking that focus, you feel me? They're locked in, you feel me? That's facts. That's facts. Free game.
Short end of the stick when it comes to assigned seats, bro. My teachers put me through more tribulations than an alcoholic's liver. But I think that's gonna wrap everything up for this video, man. Comment down below the worst school rule and what else you'd like to see from me in the future.
WVid, man. WVid. Shout out to my boy Grimy. You feel me? Shoot him a like. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to that boy.